Chemistry, chemistry, chemistry with Pinky Dash. Hi guys, it's Chemistry with Pinky Dash, and we are going to look at equations and calculations. And this is a higher topic, but don't worry because it took me a long time to get the hang of it. So before we start this topic, I just want to show you guys the calculation, as this is very important for this topic. So some people use a triangle, but other people just prefer to rearrange the equation. But they're both the same thing. I'll show you the triangle first. So it's mass at the top, then moles and relative atomic mass or molecular mass, depending on whether it's an element or a compound. Now, it can also be written as mass equals moles times relative atomic mass. Or you can just rearrange it to get whatever you need. Let's look at the first example. So, magnesium plus oxygen to magnesium oxide. And as you can tell, the equation is already balanced because there's two magnesiums and one oxygen. Oh, sorry, two oxygens. Silly me. Yes, I tried to catch you out. Two magnesiums and also two oxygens. And yes, this is the equation. So the question says that there is 192 grams of magnesium, like so, and we need to find out how many grams there are in oxygen. I always like putting a little question mark so that I know what I'm trying to work out. There. So, the first step is work out the moles of magnesium. So, let's go back to our equation. How do we work out moles? Well, because we're working out moles, with my hand I'm just going to cover up moles, and it says that I have to use the mass and divide it by the relative atomic mass. So, the mass is 192 grams. And I know that the relative atomic mass is 24. But in the exam, you'll have a periodic table, so that's fine. So, let's write this down. We need 192 divided by 24, if I'm correct, yes. And that should equate to 8, which means we have 8 moles. Now, step 2, we look at the ratio between magnesium and oxygen. Now, as you can see, I set it out like this so it can be really clear to the examiner. We have 2 moles of magnesium and 1 mole of oxygen. I'll just put 1 to make it easier. So it's practically 2 to 1. Because we know that there are 8 moles of magnesium, we can write 8 underneath, like so. And to do this, to get to 2 to 8, you times by 4. So you just times by 4 the other side. 1 times 4, and you should get 4. So there are 4 moles of oxygen. Now, to work out the mass of oxygen. And from the equation above, we know that to work out mass, we do mass equals moles times relative atomic mass. So, let's do this. we have 4 moles of oxygen, so 4 times 16 plus 16. You may be asking why it's 16 plus 16. Remember, there's 2. So 16 plus 16, 2 of them. 4 times 16 plus 16, and that is equal to 128 grams. And believe it or not, that is the right answer. So, that was easy, I presume. And of course I find it easy because I did a lot of questions. And I advise you to do the same. But don't worry, it all comes in practice. So I'll just recap what I did again so it can be clearer to all of you. So, we have the equation. First step, always make sure the equation is balanced. Now it is because we have 2 magnesiums, 2 oxygens, and on the other side 2 magnesiums and 2 oxygens. So they are balanced. Then you work out the moles of magnesium. And if you're in doubt, just look at the equation. To find out the moles, you cover up moles, and it's mass over relative atomic mass. So that equates to 8 moles. So we know that there are 8 moles of magnesium. Then, number 2, you look at the ratio between magnesium and oxygen. So we have 2 moles of magnesium, because there's 2 here. There we go. And we have 1 mole of oxygen, as you can see here, because there's no big number in front of oxygen. So it is 2 to 1. And we know now that there are 8 moles of magnesium. So in order to get to 8, you multiply by 4. So you do the same on the other side. 1 times 4 is 4. So we know there are 4 moles of oxygen. Lastly, we work out the mass of oxygen, which is easy because we can refer back to our equation. And as you can see, in order to work out mass, you do moles times mR. And we've done that, and we've got 128 grams. And that's the answer. So I hope this was all helpful for you guys. And don't worry, as I said before, it all comes in practice. I found it really hard at the beginning, but yeah, I love it now. So chemistry is honestly my favourite subject, and I just want to, spread my love of chemistry and, well, especially this topic because it's so maths related. But anyway, yes, this is Chemistry with Pinky, signing off. Ding!